Broadcasting from the basement of La Penta, it's WICR.
Good evening, Iona College. Welcome to the premiere of VGSportsHub, broadcasting live from the basement of La Penta. This is our premiere. We'll be here every Tuesday from 4 to 5 p.m., same time, giving you all your sports that you'll need for the week, whether it's post-game action or pre-game action. We'll keep you all covered. My co-host to my left is Gio the G-Shocker. I'm Vinny the Don of Sports. I'm going to let Gio introduce himself.
All right, what's up, Iona? Hope everyone is doing well. We're really excited to do this together. It's going to be a jam-packed show every week. We got some social media sites for you guys to follow us on. You can go to youtube.com/VGSportsHub. That's our own channel that we're going to be posting these broadcasts on, as well as you can find it, obviously, on the Ustream for WICR, their YouTube as well. And then we also have a Google Plus page. And as time goes on, as we get into the show more, as the weeks come out, we'll expand into other networks as well.
Yeah, so as Gio said, guys, try to follow us on those sites as much as you can. We're looking to get out there as much as we can and give you the best sports we can. So the first thing we want to get into tonight is the Monday Night Football game that took place last night between the New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs, KC being home. The Chiefs took their first home win of their season. And this was basically a blowout game. Not a very jam-packed game that you'd want to watch. Not a very, whatever you'd want to call it,
competitive
game. Yeah, not very competitive game. It just lagged on. Chiefs won it 41-14, final score. In the second half, within the first half, let's get into New England total only had 96 yards total within the first half. Brady threw 9 of 15 for 72 yards, wasn't himself, and KC was leading big at the half, 17-0. So that actually lagged over into the second half as well, and it was just more Chiefs all over again. At the end of the day, this was the second worst loss in New England Patriots history. With under Belichick, the worst one before that was actually in 2003 when they lost 31-0 from the Bills. So this was a big loss. So what can we take from this, Gio? Usually the Pats, when we talk about the Pats, it's usually a dominant team or a team that's on top. So what can we take from this game last night?
All right, so when you look at this, as you said, it was a blowout. I mean, New England wasn't really in it until the fourth quarter. I think that's when they scored both of their touchdowns. It wasn't really that much of a competitive game, as we said. The Chiefs, I think, just finally got into a ready mode for this game. Jamal Charles went off for this game. For you fantasy people out there, he was giving you 2 points total through the first two games, his first few weeks. And now he just blew out yesterday. He had a few touchdowns, 3 touchdowns to be exact. And then we look at the Patriots. Kansas City did most of their things right. Their defense played well as also. But New England's running game was off. Vereen and Ridley didn't really do much yesterday. And then they ended up benching Tom Brady. I don't know if you saw that, but Tom Brady was benched in the last quarter for Garoppolo, a rookie. So a lot of people are already making too much of it and thinking, oh, he's going to be benched, he's too old. I really don't think that. I'm sure you don't think that as well. We both know Tom Brady's Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. There's no way he's going to be benched for a rookie. But what you take from it is that New England's defense just really isn't that great right now, and their offense is out of shape. So, that's all we can say.
Right, I agree. I did see Brady get taken out. He had 3 turnovers yesterday. It was a part of him being taken out, and they just felt that this game was over themselves. They knew also, like we said, this was a blowout game. They all knew that this was over long from the beginning.
Yeah, just for a second, just listen. When you look at the half and you see that New England hasn't scored a point, you know that they're having a bad game. Each team is going to have one game where they don't, have a good performance. It's just going to happen. We've seen for the first few weeks, New England hasn't really played well at all. Even in their wins, they've been inconsistent. So maybe that's where some fans are going to worry. But then again, we saw the Chiefs pick up their first home win of the season. So both these teams weren't, as consistent as they should be. They're two top teams usually in the past years. But I'm sure the Patriots will, come back and end up having a good run. This is usually the game where the run starts.
Yeah. I understand exactly what you're saying. Just a big game, as you said, too, for Jamal Charles. 3 touchdowns, 108 yards. Alex Smith also had a great game. 248 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Everything just seemed to click well for the Kansas City Chiefs there. And, maybe this will be the bounce back. We do see that from teams. There will be a couple games or times where this happens, and they'll have a few slack games where they're not into it yet, but then they just pick up. The Patriots are not a team to sleep on.
Definitely
They're not at all. And we'll probably see them come postseason. We always do in the playoffs. And under Belichick, he just won't allow this type of play game in and game out. This is just... I'm thinking that this was one game thing, and they should bounce back, as you said, for the next game.
Yeah, when you look at it, let me just add something. On the post-game, Belichick, they were interviewing him, and they were like, is there going to be a evaluation for the quarterback spot? Just his facial expression, he was like, no, obviously not. It's just he was struggling in that game. We took him out. Tom Brady said himself, they said he was coming out, and he came out. So that's the reason, he didn't finish the game. But like you said, they're in the East. They have the Jets, the Bills, and the Dolphins in their division. So usually the Patriots will find a way
Not
to
the
get
best,
to the postseason.
yeah. Not the best, I do agree. Even though me and you here, we know we're Jets fans ourselves, but never usually a good competitive game when it comes between the Jets and the Patriots, right, Gio?
No, yeah, especially in the last few years with the Geno Smith situation. We won one, but, definitely not what we want.
Absolutely. All right, so we got you covered with the Monday Night Football game. As we said, not a very great one, but next up, we're going to get you ready for the MLB wild card. The playoffs start tonight. That's coming up actually in a couple hours, in about 4 hours at 8 o'clock start tonight. So, we're going to take a short break real quick, and then we'll get you covered with that next in a couple minutes. All right, guys? Thank you.